What's up, buddy? I got a question for you. Serious question. Is it bad to want sexy superhero movies? Is that bad? Does that make me a bad guy? Am I an old-fashioned coot saying, hey, I kind of like it when the female characters in the superhero movies have the tight-fitting spandex bodysuits? I like when they're running around looking beautiful. And for some reason, for a long time, people like me have been told, well, you're a sexist. That's the male gaze. You're not allowed to objectify women. Why would you want that? Don't you want all your female characters to be poured into frumpy, oversized clothes, and we'll get a bunch of ladies or, you know, maybe 200 pounds overweight, probably shouldn't be superheroes to begin with, but they'll be the heroes. You don't need sexy ladies. What are you talking about? Well, I bring this up because of Thor Love and Thunder, which seems to be highlighting this strange divide where we're never allowed to have a sexy female character, but guys, you can rip their clothes off, you can get them naked, you can objectify them all they want. I don't understand why one way is fine and the other way isn't. We're going to get into it. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button before we do. Now, did you guys watch the new trailer for Thor Love and Thunder, which had this scene? This is the scene everyone's talking about, obviously. At the end of the trailer, we see that Thor is brought before Zeus, and Zeus challenges him. Let's just watch this clip right here.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise and flick.
Okay, now I'm going to pause. You can see they got the little blur here. We were trying to decide on last night's stream, the Monday Night Grift, which you should be watching over on my main channel. We were trying to decide, is in the movie is actually going to be blurred out? Did they actually just blur it out for the trailer? Regardless, we have completely naked Thor, right? Now, obviously, I think we understand it's a joke, and let's get the rest of the joke here.
Oh, you flipped too hard, damn it!
Ladies fainting at the sight
Let's see who you
of his beautiful body. Okay. So it's done for comedic effect, but let's be clear, I'm sure there are ladies in the audience who are very excited at getting to see Chris Hemworth shirtless, getting to imagine what his beautiful buttocks and whatever other member might be dangling down. Okay, this is sexualized here to see a man in this situation stripped and embarrassed before a court of beautiful women who fall at his knees, who faint at the sight of his beautiful body. So what I want to ask is, why is this okay? Obviously, I think it's okay. Not only do I see the humor in it, but I'm glad that female Marvel fans who probably find Chris Hemsworth and Thor to be an attractive character, it's a little bit of fan service for you. Take it home, ladies. Have fun with it. Curl up with a banana or a kumquat or whatever you use and feel good about this. But as me and others have been saying, if this had happened to any female character, if female Thor was next to him getting her clothes zapped off by Zeus, we would be told that we are bigots and sexists and that we are, you know, Neanderthals, knuckle-dragging cavemen who are setting women's progress back millions of years. Now, I understand it's not 100% simple. Yes, I'm willing to say there have been a period of time where maybe women didn't get any sort of, you know, real representation. And, you know, the majority of the representation, they were either tokenized victims or just meant to be eye candy. Sure. But if we're trying to balance things out, if we're trying to have a balanced feminist world where anything a man can do, a woman can do better or equal, you would hope, this should go both ways. Why can we not have sexy female comic book heroes? Now, just to talk a little bit about this and talk about what has been kind of the party line from companies like Marvel and Disney, is they're 100% against the idea of any of these characters being sexual. I mean, you can even see from this picture, they have kind of gone out of their way to make sure nobody's showing any skin, nobody's got any cleavage or anything else. It's all full bodysuits except for Gamora. And this was from last year, where Marvel Studios executive vice president very, very clearly said, we're not going to objectify female characters. So, which again asks the question, so are you going to objectify male characters? Why is that okay? Now, here's some of what she said. Alonso says that Marvel has a checkered past when it comes to the sexualization and dehumanization of female characters in the early days of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I honestly am like, what is she talking about? I think about the early days of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, you had the first Iron Man. You have Pepper Potts. She seems like a very capable female character who is not objectified in any way. You have Hulk. Did Hulk objectify his girlfriend, Edward Norton? Like, what are you talking about? And here's her example. She refers to Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow's first appearance in Iron Man 2, where Tony Stark looks at pictures of her online and says, "I want one," after Pepper Potts, basically they're looking at pictures of Black Widow, or he's looking for an assistant. She's undercover. She's going to pretend to be an assistant who's available to be hired. He points at her and he goes, "I want one." And this Marvel executive, this actually makes me upset now that I think about it. The executives are not writers. I think that's very clear. I don't know if Victoria Alonso has ever written a story or a character, but the point of Tony Stark's character is that he's a bit of a sleazeball. He's a bit of a bad boy, whatever you want to call it, okay? Yes, Tony Stark is absolutely the kind of person who, early on, at least in his journey, would objectify women. He was chasing... He's the typical, wannabe playboy, actual playboy, at the top of his game, sleeping with models, wants to be seen with a beautiful woman in his arm in photo shoots. That's a character. And then, yes, as the story goes on, he grows. He learns that all these flings he goes on are not nearly as important as his relationship with Pepper Potts. He settles down. He has a family. That's called a character arc. And you're basically saying, well, that shouldn't have been in the movie. Well, then he wouldn't have had an arc. Then he would have never grown as a character. Did you want Tony Stark to start off as like a stalwart feminist who had all his stuff, all his baggage figured out? No, he has to have flaws in order to grow. And that was a flaw of his. I'm so confused. He also says that she is potentially a very expensive sexual harassment lawsuit, inferring that he, might do... Does Pepper Potts say that to him? Yeah, Pepper saying, "We can't trust you, Tony." That's a sexual harassment lawsuit waiting to happen. Not only is this character growth, it's just good dialogue. It's funny. These are good jokes. And this executive says, "It bothered me then, and it bothers me now." I remember thinking, she's not a thing. Right. Tony Stark is a flawed character. Did we forget that characters and stories are supposed to be flawed and change? Regardless, her being an attractive woman and Tony Stark commenting on it, and her wearing, yes, a cool catsuit that shows off her curves, what's the problem? I'm so lost. She says that's why Black Widow's happening now and not a decade ago. Well, I mean, you had to introduce people to the character. If you'd started off with a Black Widow movie, you probably would have been in trouble. And again, this has been a whole thing for Marvel. I don't know if you guys remember this old story where this image here on the right was going to be a cover for a Spider-Woman comic, and people flipped out and they said, "How could you sexualize Spider-Woman? I don't even think this is that attractive. If anything, she looks like a slug woman. What the hell's going on with her body?" The idea that because you can see the outline of her butt, that this is over the top. They literally had to cancel that cover because there was such outrage over the idea of daring to objectify. No, you can't ever see nothing sexual at all. We live in an era where the idea of having any sort of sexual impulse or desire as a man is considered disgusting. If you're a woman, you're allowed to be 100% open about your sexual desires. I want to fuck him. I want to bang him, rip his clothes off. Or even if you're not a straight man, if you're a gay man, you can be very open about sexuality. We'll throw you a fucking parade. And I love the parade. Let's be clear. I'm a big fan of the parade. I'm not coming down on that. I'm just saying, where's the parade for guys who go, "I just want to fuck the shit out of that hot superhero woman"? Where's my fucking parade? And now we get, after all this, after all the shaming of me, the guy who just wants to bang sexy ladies, I know, I'm the worst, I'm a criminal for it. Now I gotta watch Naked Thor. So they got something for everybody but me. I'm sure the gay guys are into this too. Where's my naked Marvel movie character. Who do I get? I gotta settle for Black Widow when now you've told me that you specifically made her less sexy to punish me? It's not fair, folks. It's not fair. Anyway, what do you think? Is this a double standard? It appears to me like a double standard. I think the fair thing to do would be, yes, have a little bit of sexiness on both sides. A little something for the guys, a little something for the ladies. But as is, it seems like if you're a guy and you want to see an attractive character, you're a monster. But everybody else can play around and be sexual and whatever else. It feels unfair. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're into comic books, my new comic book, Super Killer, is coming soon. Please sign up for the mailing list. I'm trying to get 500 people on the mailing list for my comic so that when it launches, you'll be there and you'll be one of the first to grab it. Superkiller.org. Check it out. Love you guys. Naked Thor. Not doing a lot for me, but I hope you ladies out there are enjoying it. I'm going to go hit the parade. Bye-bye.